Pretty maids in jam jars, soldier boys in tin cans, cockle shells and mussel shells, puddles filled with stars. When the night is falling, who will catch the sky? Cockle shells and mussel shells, jerry shells and fare thee wells. Pretty maids in jam jars, soldier boys in tin cans, and nobody knows why. So these are songs based upon my dad's life. My dad, Ronald Walter Johnson, was born in 1922, January the 28th. He was the second son of Ern and Lillian Johnson, born in Fulham. Ern worked as a musician, was often touring Europe with the Golden Serenaders. At some point in the 1920s, the family moved west to the unpropitious parish of Heston. They grew a couple of younger sisters, and Lillian had to work as a cleaner to ensure there was a steady weekly income for the family. So here's my dad growing up in the 1930s in the creeping suburbs of West London. A piece of old rope, a pair of old roller skates, you could swing round and round lamppost all day, or ride behind a truck from Pear's factory, passing the gardens where the nice children play. Where you can go depends where you come from. You are, after all, what you are. Climb every tree, but then you go home where you only can dream of the stars. If you're a bright boy, and if you work hard, your future is clear. You'll work as a clerk, take the train to High Holborn, where you'll sit at your desk for the next 50 years. Where you can go depends where you come from. You are, after all, what you are. You climb every tree, but then you go home where you only can dream of the stars. But you're the last in the class, and in the Gilbert and Sullivans, you're in the chorus. Your big brother shines bright, but there's a book for your birthday to our own little Vincent, and there's sunflowers and stars in full black and white. Where you can go depends where you come from, but you are, after all, who you are. You climb every tree, and then you go home where you dream of the sunflowers and stars. Sunflowers and stars. sunflowers and stars. My dad was last in the class for most of his school career, and I think it's in spring 1937, the autumn term in 1937, he actually achieved the distinction of being bottom, 36 out of 36. But he also started to go to a youth club, and it was run by some Christian socialists, and people he met there changed what he did, I think, for the rest of his life. It's not just the poppies we wear in November, it's men not yet 40 who look 65 and they cough and they twitch, and they always remember what it means to be killed, what it means to survive. It's the men selling matches that haunt the street corners, the eyes with no legs and the legs with no eyes. It's the absence of loved ones, the list of the missing. It's sweethearts who turned into spinsters, not wives. But nobody wants one more war. It's the scream of the engines, the thought of our children choking on gas, with our streets the front line, because we've seen what they did to Madrid and Guernica. And we know that it won't just be soldiers this time, and the shrapnel's still in there. The wounds never healed, and we don't want the workers on our green playing fields. And there's marches in Cable Street, fighting in Spain, but our glorious dead, well, they all died in vain. Nobody wants one more war. And you'll always remember the night that you met them in your youth club in Heston, the refugees with the dark haunted eyes and the dark haunted stories of the fascists in Germany. And they're putting up posters and issuing warnings, and they're talking in Munich of peace for our time, but you've looked in those eyes, those dark haunted eyes, and all you can see is it's all just too late. Nobody wants one more war. So my mum, Elizabeth Marion Elsie Jenner, was also born in Fulham. She was born in 1925. She was the eldest of three daughters, Betty, Queenie and Anne. Daughters to Henry Robert Jenner and Elsie Jenner. And probably 1929 they also moved west to the blooming, blossoming suburb of Hounslow. So we're now summer 1939. Hitler's Germany is about to march into Poland, and Betty is about to go on holiday to Eastbourne. With her cousin Kitty. When Kitty got left at the altar, my dad thought she looked rather low, so he sent us both off down to Eastbourne. Well, Eastbourne's a frightfully nice place to go. Well, usually we just go to Bognor. So Kitty cheered up like a shot. The downs roll away like green apples. Well, it's nicer than Nice and it's not quite so hot. A castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, Kitty and me, watching the downs rolling down to the sea. Cousin Kitty and me. Well, we walked those white cliffs like a castle. We went to an awfully nice dance, and I'll never forget when Kit said, "Look, Bet," and showed me a sign that said day trips to France. Boulogne? Well, of course it's not Eastbourne. They don't do a nice cup of tea. But we spent the whole day parlez-vous français, ignoring the clouds gathering over the sea. And a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, Kitty and me, watching the downs rolling down to the sea. Cousin Kitty and me. Well, we got back at 2 in the morning. I thought that we'd never get home. The storm just came up without warning. Everyone was sick, and you're scared and alone. An odd little man wearing medals was handing out mugs of sweet tea. He said, "If Hitler does march into Poland, the only defence that we'll have is the sea. For a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, Kitty and me, watching the downs rolling down to the sea. Cousin Kitty and me." Well, we'd had quite enough of adventures. The next day, our last day, was fine. So we walked on those old 7 Sisters. Kitty said, "Bet, you and me make the 9. Well, there wasn't much left of the summer, the last of a cold cup of tea. But Kitty said, "Don't be downhearted. There's always next year, and more fish in the sea, and a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, a castle called Eastbourne, Kitty and me, watching the downs rolling down to the sea. Cousin Kitty and me, Cousin Kitty and me." And so it's now September 1939. The shadows fall across the airfield. The silver birds sleep in their nests. The summer days will soon be over. We watch the light fade in the west. east wind, the sound of thunder, unwanted news, unwelcome guest. How many leaves will soon be falling? We watch the light fade in the west. September's song, September's song, and with the storms, the wounds of winter that freeze the hands that once caressed, and we shall weep till eyes are empty, and watch the light fade in the west. September's song, September's song, September's song, September's song. The station clock has hands of stone. A little while I stand alone. How will our hopes and all our fine ideas endure as minutes turn into years? September song, September song, September song. So, because Ron met those refugees, he decided when war was declared that he had no choice but to volunteer. He volunteered for the RAF, initially to be a pilot, and this must have been amazing for an 18-year-old, 19-year-old from Heston. He got sent across the Atlantic to be trained to fly in Canada, and the boy who was bottom of his class suddenly discovered that he could fly a tiger moth, and it turned out he was really good, despite having been rubbish at maths, according to his teachers. He was really good at navigating. He was very good at plotting courses using all those complicated formula, cosines, all those logarithms. So, having been trained as a navigator in Canada, he got sent down. His first operational duties was on coastal command in the Bahamas. They sent us off to fight in the Bahamas to keep the U-boats off our bananas. And I met the Duke of Windsor playing golf there while he was fighting for democracy. And a very nice man, a very nice man, a very nice man was he, a very nice man in his uniform, just like you and me, fighting for democracy. Well, they sent us off to fight in the Bahamas to keep the U-boats off our bananas. And I met a wing commander playing golf there while he was fighting for democracy. And a very nice man, a very nice man, a very nice man was he, a very nice man in his uniform, just like you and me, fighting for democracy. Well, they sent us off to fight in the Bahamas to keep the U-boats off our bananas. And I met AC2 Plonk there, playing golf there, while he was fighting for democracy. And a very nice man, a very nice man, a very nice man was he, a very nice man in his uniform, just like you and me, fighting for democracy. Well, they sent us off to fight in the Bahamas to keep the U-boats off our bananas. But you won't find our mate Lofty playing golf there, 'cause he's missing in the deep blue sea. And a very nice man, a very nice man, a very nice man was he, a very nice man in a uniform, just like you and me, missing in the deep blue sea. Well, now we've come back home from the Bahamas, we kept the U-boats off our bananas. No more playing golf in our pyjamas for the boys of 223. When they want a job done, calling for great skill, the call goes out for 223, the boys they cannot kill. Up go the liberators, 1, 2, 3, and down they come, 3, 2, 1. We're pressing on regardless, regardless we press on. So 223's function as part of 100 Group, motto Confound and Destroy, was to provide a distraction for what was left of the German night fighters. While the main bomber force would be heading towards City A, Ron and his mates, young Canadians mainly, would be flying over City B pretending to be a bomber fleet, chucking out window bits of tin foil, and they had some specialist radar equipment, all designed to confound and persuade the Germans that the real bomber fleet was where Robb was, not where the real bomber fleet was. You can see the flaw in this plan, can't you? And on 20th of February 1945, what was left of the Luftwaffe caught up with the plane that my dad was flying in, J. Johnny. Jack and Ron and George and Tommy, Bill and Brian and Des and Ted, all their hopes and all their wishes laid aside like books unread. They sewed on wings, strapped on parachutes, learned to play their different parts. Beam gunner, upper gunner, bomb aimer, navigator, hid shy smiles behind hard masks. The moon was white, and the night was black. Not all of these young men are coming back. Jack and Ron and George and Tommy, Bill and Brian and Des and Ted, all their hopes and all their wishes laid aside like books unread, to watch friends scream in flames from heaven through God's numb fingers night after night, and each one feels what no one names. The cards have turned for us this night, and the moon was white. And the night was black. Not all of these young men are coming back. Jack and Ron and George and Tommy, Bill and Brian and Des and Ted, all their hopes and all their wishes laid aside like books unread, and careless of all hopes and wishes, how much missed and how much loved, to turn those shy smiles into ashes. The bad luck waits in the clouds above. The moon was white, and the night was black. Not all of these young men are coming back. 13 miles southeast of Dortmund, the fighters caught us. The third attack hit the fuel tanks. J. Johnny burst into flames and began to dive. Jack and Tommy regained control long enough for half of us to crawl through the flames, kick over the escape hatches, and tumble into silent space. The moon was white. The night was black. Not all of these young men So Bomber Command death rate was 44%. That's a 44% death rate. And when J. Johnny got shot down, their casualty rate echoed that statistic. Half survived, half didn't. Ron was in the lucky half. He was listed as missing, believed killed, as was his elder brother. Spent most of April being marched around Germany, became very ill as a consequence, but was liberated and returned to Britain in May. By then of course he became engaged to my mum. I haven't told you about that, because when he was sent back home from the Bahamas, one of the ground crew said to Ron, "Oh, you live in West London, don't you? Would you mind taking a small necklace to my fiancée? She lives at 24 Colwyn Crescent in blossoming, blooming Hounslow." That was Betty, my mum, and that's how my dad and my mum met. Ron taking a necklace to someone else's fiancée. Betty was always convinced that he was going to come back, and she used to go to the newsreels every week and scan the newsreel faces, scan all those crowds of displaced people wandering around Europe, convinced she was going to see Ron. And then of course, not only was the war over, but so was, we hoped, we thought, the rule of the incompetent privileged, who'd been responsible for 2 world wars, caused the first, unable to stop the second, and been responsible for the catastrophe, the social catastrophe of the Great Depression in the 30s. So who was it won the war, mate? Well, apart from the Russians, of course. You know that it wasn't all thanks to the Yanks, flogging us their clapped out old aeroplanes and tanks. And who was it flew and drove there all the way over the Rhine? Whose was the blood and the sweat and the tears, Winston's or yours and mine? I vote in Labour next Thursday. It's Labour on Thursday for me. I'm voting for hospitals, voting for schools and state-run utilities. Good jobs and proper pensions, that's the way to end poverty. I'm voting Labour next Thursday, happy 4 PM for me. Well, it's all very well making speeches with your brandies and fat cigars, but when it comes down to it, what do they do? Remember Gallipoli and CO2. Speeches won't build any houses or care for our kids and our mums. I want a peace fit for people, not Winston's old upper class chums. So I voted Labour on Thursday. It's Labour on Thursday for me. I'm voting for hospitals, voting for schools and state-run utilities. Good jobs and proper pensions, that's the way to end poverty. I'm voting Labour on Thursday, happy 4 PM for me. Yeah, we're voting Labour on Thursday. Labour on Thursday for me. Voting for hospitals, voting for schools and state-run utilities. Good jobs and proper pensions, that's the way to end poverty. I'm voting Labour on Thursday, happy 4 PM for me. I'm voting Labour on Thursday, happy 4 PM for me. And we did. Yeah, so when you go down the hospital with your coronavirus, just think how awful it would be if the National Health Service wasn't there. Oof. I think who built it. We have to make sure it doesn't get sold off to Donald. So, after the Second World War and the brilliant welfare state. There was also the expansion of state education. Everybody was going to get a decent education, a decent chance. So they needed teachers. And funnily enough, that's exactly what Ron decided to do. Possibly because, having spent most of his school years being overlooked, he knew what it was like to be overlooked. So he was really good teacher. Became a head teacher later. His first job was in Lionel Road School, looking after the bargees and colourful working class characters of Brentford. When he arrived, he looked a bit dapper, very, very thin. When he arrived, very dapper, his head mistress, Mrs. Minnie Hennig, said to him, "Rob, just one piece of advice. If any of the mothers ask you to go home to tea, don't." And when it was his funeral, one of the kids he taught came to the funeral, Clive, and he said, "I bet I know something about your dad that you don't know." I went, "Go on then." I said, "I bet you don't know what we called him." I said, "No, I certainly don't," with a due sense of apprehension. And Clive said, "We used to call him Nobby." I went, "Oh." Clive said, "Yeah, because he was so thin, all his knuckles were like knobs." So, we're going to go back to Nobby's class now. We're going to hear from Nobby's class shop steward Tony Smith, exactly what it was like. Here we are in Nobby's class, the kids all say hello, hello. There's maybe 67 of us sat in nice neat rows. Some of us are scruffy and some of us don't wash. And Nobby smokes his pipe and wears his RAF moustache. We like to call him Nobby, cause he's all skin and bone. He got shot down by Hitler and then he come back home. He's got these grey paintings of sunflowers upon his wall. And he likes to read us poetry and he takes us for football. So every Saturday morning he turns up mustard keen. Then he cycles home with a dirty kid for Mrs. N to clean. We like to call him Nobby, cause he's all skin and bone. He got shot down by Hitler and then he come back home. Well, my old man's bargee, my mum she's on the game. But that don't worry Nobby, cause he likes us all the same. His job's to open windows and open doors as well. It's so we can do anything he says, not cause we smell. We like to call him Nobby, cause he's all skin and bone. He got shot down by Hitler and then he come back home. My dad was passing Nobby's house last night and heard a scream. He says he's heard that every night and Nobby has bad dreams. He dreams he's in a burning plane, he bails out and he falls. I'll watch him light his pipe, next day he hardly shakes at all. We like to call him Nobby, cause he's all skin and bone. He got shot down by Hitler and then he come back home. He tells us why he always wears his caterpillar tie, cause he lost a boot but his parachute saved him in the sky. He also lost his Bexleys, he's only got one tooth. He says he's not a hero and he hates the Hitler youth. We like to call him Nobby, cause he's all skin and bone. He got shot down by Hitler and then he come back home. So here we are in Nobby's class, the kids all say hello, hello. There's maybe 67 of us sat in nice neat rows. Per ardua ad astra, the kids all shout hurrah, hurrah. We know we're lots of little stars, cause Nobby says we are. So it's now 1955. Ron's teaching. first specifically designed Christmas single, a Christmas alphabet, is about to be number 1. And my mum's about to have a baby. Stardust in your eyes, it's okay to look surprised. Given time, in time, we'll be lucky. Snowflakes in your hair, a Christmas alphabet to share. Given time, in time, we'll be lucky. Though the bills still need paying in our ideal home, and every headline reminds us it's a cold, cold world war all around us. Though the bills still need paying in our ideal home, and all the headlines remind us it's a cold, cold world war all around us. 1 and 1, you and me. 1 and 1 making 3. Given time, in time, we'll be lucky. Given time, in time, we'll be lucky. Given time, in time, we'll be lucky.
What's part 2 about?
What happens afterwards? How the piece is lost.
Ah, right. So the war part was actually not that long, really, was it?
There's more. There are more songs, but because there's lots of songs about, you know, so it's difficult to
Decide which to leave out.
yeah.
Well, maybe one day we can make the whole thing properly.
Love to, with the different singers as well, because they really add to it. Millie, May and Molly, Tommy, Ray and Johnny, cockle shells and mussel shells and pebbles on the beach. Polish them and shine them, see what they become. Silver bells and carousels, wishing wells and who can tells. Millie, May and Molly, Tommy, Ray and Johnny, dancing round the sun. Craven Vale was the rest home that basically kept my mum alive for the last 2 years of her life. All the other, it was purpose-built little care home, council, built in the 50s, 1959 started. And then last October, of course, it had been closed, they couldn't fund it. So, yeah, and my mum died in January, so there's probably but when she was there, magnificent care. say where you're born, in a barn or somewhere nice and warm. You don't get to say when you're ill, no thank you, I can't pay the bill. Popping the bubbly or popping the weasel, they're both different spots, but you still get the measles. Woolies and Fortnums may charge different prices, but wherever you cough up, you still get bronchitis. So welcome to Cravenvale Hall, the long and the short and the tall. We're much of a muchness, typist or duchess, we're all made of dreams after all. Welcome to Cravenvale Hall. We're building Jerusalem here, with care homes like this everywhere. We're laying these foundation stones for our children who never came home. At the point of demand, we will cure those old curses like rickets and Tories with clinics and nurses. The front of the queue or the back of the bus, the national wealth is for each one of us. So welcome to Cravenvale Hall, the long and the short and the tall. We're much of a muchness, typist or duchess, we're all made of dreams after all. Welcome to Cravenvale Hall. All together, welcome to Cravenvale Hall, the long and the short and the tall. Oh, we're much of a muchness, typist or duchess, we're all made of dreams after all. Welcome to Cravenvale Hall. Yes, we're much of a muchness, typist or duchess, Her Majesty's husband, my old man the dustman, the bishop, the actress. The obvious fact is, we all piss and shit after all. And I'll see you in Cravenvale Hall. Funnily enough, I played Nobby's class the other day, and this bloke said that's racist. I think he was trying to make a point about how clever he wasn't. But I wasn't aware that I've got a lot of very good friends who were born in Germany. I was aware that there's not a German voice in these songs. And I was talking to my friend John Forrester, the bass player, about what happened to Ron after he was shot down. And basically, he knocked on he landed without a boot in the middle of the forest in freezing cold weather, and eventually found a cottage, and he said he surrendered. And the people took him in and they looked after him. So I was explaining that to John, and John said, well, there's a German song, isn't it? So this is Herr and Frau Schmidt, and we're now in the year 1960. 1961. It's 1961. Wir sind die Deutsche, die böse Deutsche. Wir sind die Deutsche, die böse Deutsche. We are bad Germans. We live near Dortmund. We live in freedom. But in Berlin, very bad Germans have built a wall there to keep freedom out and bad Germans in. We still remember how it was that night. The night was black, the moon was white. The sky would shake above our little garden with the roar of British bombers, night after night. You see bad Germans on every TV. Your heroes shoot us down in every cinema. For we did nothing to save the good Jews. That's how bad us bad Germans are. We still remember how it was that night. You know he could have been our neighbour's son. The enemy doesn't look much like your enemy when he's frozen, one boot missing and so young. He was a good boy, our British airman. He was exhausted. We let him sleep. We gave him coffee, a slice of rye bread, while we waited for the police. We couldn't look each other in the eye. We knew the nearest town had been hit bad. Would they hang him for the children that had died? This boy could have been our neighbour's son. So we did nothing. We followed orders, did what our leaders told us to. We sent our children to die for freedom. We are bad Germans, just like you. Look in this mirror. Look in this mirror. I remember watching the telly when the telly suddenly said this bloke called President Kennedy had been shot, suddenly dead. It's the same thing 2 years later, in 1965. It buggered up the telly when Winston Churchill died. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing. All night, night, sleep tight. Ooh, when the Saturday morning pictures showed a hard day's night, well, it made a nice change from the damn busters, though it was still in black and white. If those big girls sit behind you, smoking players number 10, and they scream and they threaten to stab you with their big girl safety pins, don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing. Oh, night, night, sleep tight. Oh, well, the world is always changing, but your mum and dad don't. We said goodbye it so good, so they wanted it to last. But I felt like I was drowning in someone else's past. This was someone else's England, and it still sticks in my throat that there's not one flicker of Dresden on that face on your 5-quid note. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight, leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight, leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight, leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight, 'cause there's always Ovaltine. And now it's 1968, and the welfare state is really going to run up against all those right-wing bastards who had to behave themselves in consensus politics, because 1968, 1969, we're about to make sure that everybody gets a fair chance. No more cherry picking the middle class ones that we like and think might benefit from university education. Oh no, no more selection at 11. No more 20% getting a pat on the head and the chance to go to grammar school, become Captain Mannering in Dad's army. And the rest, of course, 80% of us could just go and rot in the gutter in secondary modern education. Oh no, everybody's going to get the best education the state can provide. We're going to have comprehensive schools. And oh my goodness, didn't the right hate it? Oh yeah. But what a great idea, that everybody gets a fair chance. No matter where you're born, no matter who your parents are. Everybody gets a fair crack of the whip. A fair chance to lick the lollipop. Whatever. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Well, little Edie Annie Spinks likes the Beatles and the Kinks, living in a council house, quieter than a council mouse, never past 11 plus, rides the number 13 bus to the secondary modern, where she gets forgotten. Mum and Dad work all the hours, Edie's good at growing flowers. Edie likes to sing along to her favourite Beatles song. All you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. And comprehensive schools. Well, Esmeralda Fortescue spends her whole life feeling blue. A lovely house, a lovely home, a lovely garden all her own. She goes to such a lovely school to learn her Latin grammar rules. How can you be lonely when you've got a pony? She practices the scales for hours, she's not allowed to pick the flowers. Mummy's never ever there, and Daddy likes the new au pair. But all you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. And comprehensive schools. It doesn't matter where you're from, you can go wherever you want, round the corner, over the moon, beyond the stars, it's up to you. Whether you're Edie Annie Spinks or Esmeralda Fortescue. All you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. All you need is love, love, love. And comprehend live schools, completely go-free zones. Well, it's maybe 1971 and things are starting to unravel. There's a song for my mum. Everything changes and it changes again. Our finest hours way back when. Everything's respectable. Behind closed doors we never had it so good. The rich and the poor were all semi-detached. Semi-detached, suburban. The pound in your pocket's now a 10-bob note. The shopping in your basket tells you how you should vote. There's colour television, men on the moon, but a better tomorrow still can't come too soon. We're all semi-detached. Semi-detached, suburban. Everyone moved away. Everyone moved away. My shopping in my basket, a pop song in my head, the latest fish fingers and sliced white bread. We're all backing Britain, 'cause we won the war. How come we're still hungry for something more? We're all semi-detached. Semi-detached, suburban. Everyone moved away. Everyone moved away. Everyone moved away. Everyone moved away. I've got my nuclear family. I've got my nuclear family. That's all. That's all. And the 70s rolled on. Between the oil crisis, International Monetary Fund, the consensus was being gleefully picked apart by the Thatcher Project. It's now about 1978. Going nowhere on the West Way. The year of Jubilee. Pop songs on the radio. A world away from you and me. Counting up the Grunway pickets. SPG. There's a cold wind coming, it's gonna howl your whole world down. It's all too late and all too little. 6 years on from the angry brigade. We'll be paying for a tank of petrol till we can't afford a fire brigade. Lewisham to Southall, facing down the fascist parades. There's a cold wind coming, there's a cold wind coming, gonna howl your whole world down. You can hear the sirens getting closer. Watch the rubbish on your colour TV. If this winter lasts much longer, it'll be the death of you and me. Everything just needs mending. Wonder where it all went wrong. There's a cold wind coming, there's a cold wind coming. Oh, yeah, there's a cold wind coming. It's gonna howl your whole world down. Year zero. Year zero. Oh, year zero. Year zero. She'll take the milk, she'll take the honey, take all the promise from the land. Turn everything into money. The iron heel, the iron hand. High above the westway, watching the sun go down. There's a cold wind coming, it's gonna howl your whole world down. Year zero. And she did. She howled our whole world down. Sometimes you wonder, did all the education, all those sunflowers and stars that Ron showed Nobby's class, all those poems, closed doors and windows. What does it do against neoliberalism? Whatever happened to Nobby's class? Well, funnily enough, I got the Bognor to see the football. I just called in the week chief for a beer before the game. Blow me down, there was Tony Smith, Nobby's class shop steward, and he will tell you what happened next. Yes, he did marry Dawn, the Nobby's class Julie Christie, and well, my old man was a bargee. He worked the Brentford docks when the only thing not rationed was the holes inside your socks. And I once went to the seaside when I was maybe 7, and I hoped that when I die that I'd go there instead of heaven. Now I call him to the wheat sheaf for a beer before the game, and there's football screens on every wall, but the football's much the same, and the boys will stand to attention if you play God Save the Queen. And the girls have kids and tattoos twice before they're 17 these days. Who knows who buggered Bognor? So these days. Who knows who buggered Bognor? So well, my old man was a bargee, but the dogs had their time, so I worked at the Firestones factory till it closed in 79. United Biscuits went next, and then Gillette's went too. It's all posh flats by the river now, pretending they're in queue. And when me and Dawn got married, well, we did butlins every year. Me and Dawn and Darren doing chips on Bognor Pier. And Darren joined the army, but not all of him came back, so we brought up his daughter Daisy while he overdosed on smack these days. Who knows who buggered Bognor? So these days. Well, who knows who buggered Bognor? So well, we had to buy our council house, thanks to the right to buy. Well, we come down here on holiday, why not come down here to die? Per Ardua and Astra, my old teacher used to say. Well, we got as far as Butlins, then they took the stars away. And there used to be this bookshop, I get stuff second hand. Dawn, God rest her soul, had her collectibles, nothing grand. And Darren had his Brentford programme. Anyhow, you can give a lot to a charity shop, 'cause it's all worth nothing now these days. Who knows who buggered Bognor? So these days. buggered Bognor. When our kids leave school worth nothing now, they don't know who to blame. They're still there at the wheat sheaf on my way home from the game. Darren's daughter Daisy brings her kids down twice a year for a takeaway on Father's Day and chips on Bognor Pier. 'Cause it's all good morning Britain now, good night question time. Your Christmas fools and horses, your horses solving crime. Meanwhile in the real world, down here with the rocks, some bastard buggers Bognor and grows holes inside your socks these days. Who knows who buggered Bognor up so these days? Who knows who buggered Bognor up so? Who buggered Bognor up so? Who buggered Bognor up so? This is Betty's last song. Now I can't remember what I had for tea, but Henry, Robb and Jenna made the gardens grow for me. And when Dad had the cancer, I did all I could do. When he died, I never took communion again. Pretty maids in jam jars, soldier boys in tin cans, Kitty, Meg and Rogie, Ron and Bet at number 6, primroses and anemones, dancing round the sun. We got engaged on Christmas Day, 1944. February the 20th, J. Johnny was shot down. Our son was born on Christmas Day, 1955. In thunderstorms, our little dog would hide beneath his cot. Pretty maids in jam jars, soldier boys in tin cans, Kitty, Meg and Rogie, Ron and Bet at number 6, primroses and anemones, dancing round the sun. When I got my MBE, my husband was so proud for me. Now we live beside the sea and feed the seagulls bread. One is for the son we had, to the boys of 223. 3 girls for my mum and dad, 4 cheers for the NHS. Pretty maids in jam jars, soldier boys in tin cans, Kitty, Meg and Rogie, Ron and Bet at number 6, primroses and anemones, dancing round the sun. Primroses and anemones, primroses and anemones. It's now 2013. The Cameron condemned government wants to celebrate the First World War as a triumph of Britishness. Cameron wants his own little imperial adventure. He wants to send British soldiers into Syria. 10 years after the great anti-war demo of 2003, Parliament finally does the right thing and votes against sending any more young men into somebody else's country. And Ron's about to enter Royal Sussex Hospital for the last time. The things we didn't mention, they're probably not important. The beating in the barracks that left the scars that probably killed me. I didn't go to Cambridge. Instead I chose to be a teacher. My son will write this song for me on an old guitar from Germany. They thought that we were beaten. We were only broken. Gathering together all the pieces we could find. They thought that we'd forgotten that anything that's broken we can put together again in time with our love for one another. The bombers, why young men climbed into those coffins night after night and never coming back from all those burning cities. The fire we never started. We thought we'd make things better when the war was over with our love for one another. Back together again in time with our love for one another. We did. Being born, hold the door, we're coming through the evening and the starlight and the dark before the dawn. Hold the door, we're coming through. When the sky is falling, keeps the sky from falling as you do. Ordinary child. seen us stop the war. Hold the door, we're coming through. We're the flowers in the garden of all the work that went before. Hold the door, we're coming through. And when the sky is falling, keeps the sky from falling, as you do. Ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. Well, of course it takes forever, but one day we'll all get there. Hold the door, we're coming through. When the war is over and the peace has been declared, hold the door, we're coming through. When the sky is falling, keeps the sky from falling, as you do. Ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. Children on our shoulders, this is how we touch the sky. Hold the door, we're coming through. We will give them wings and they will learn to fly. Hold the door, we're coming through. When the sky is falling, keeps the sky from falling, as you do. Ordinary giants, ordinary giants, ordinary giants, much like me and you. Ordinary giants, ordinary giants, all us ordinary giants.